Learning English with English Faculties.
Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're going to break down the foundational anchors of meaning in our world, and we're going to do it using clear, simple building blocks. We are talking about the absolute heart of the English language, nouns.
To really kick things off, I want you to imagine trying to speak without having any actual words for things like a cat, a school, water, or, even a feeling, like happiness. It would be practically impossible to communicate, right? I mean, how do we actually go about naming everything in the world around us?
Well, that brings us right to our core definition. A noun is simply the ultimate naming word. It names an entity, whether that's a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. Fun fact, it actually derives from the Latin word nomen, which literally translates to name. So a really good rule of thumb is this: if you can point to it, if you can think about it, or if you can feel it, it's a noun.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap to completely demystify this area of grammar. First, what is a noun? Then, common and proper nouns, concrete and abstract nouns, singular and plural nouns, countable and uncountable nouns, and finally, collective nouns.
Section 1. What is a noun? Categorizing the world around us.
So, nouns help us organize our everyday life into specific categories. Under person, we have handy labels like teacher, doctor, or girl. For a place, we use words like city, school, and park. For a thing, we've got car, book, and computer. And finally, idea represents those powerful concepts we all know, like love, freedom, and happiness.
Section 2. Common and proper nouns, general versus specific names. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. Common nouns are our general names, words like city, boy, river, or animal. They represent a type of thing, but, not a specific one. Proper nouns, on the other hand, refer to highly specific, unique entities. Think Paris, Ahmed, the Nile River, or Snoopy. And the absolute golden rule here: proper nouns must always be capitalized, literally no matter where they sit in a sentence.
Moving right along to Section 3, concrete and abstract nouns, the physical versus the conceptual.
Let's start with concrete nouns. These are physical entities you actually interact with using your five senses. If you can use your eyes to see it, your nose to smell it, your hands to feel its texture, your tongue to taste it, or your ears to hear it, boom, it's a concrete noun. Think about petting a dog, biting into a really crisp apple, or hearing the sudden boom of thunder.
But let me just pause for a second and ask you this. Can you touch or taste courage? Take a second and really think about it. You can't, can you? And that prompts a pretty cool realization. Some things we name just don't have a physical form at all.
So while concrete nouns, like a hammer, water, or a tree, are entirely physical and tangible, abstract nouns, like courage, beauty, or democracy, refer to qualities, emotions, and concepts. You literally can't put them in a physical box, but they completely shape our entire world.
Section 4. Singular and plural nouns. One versus more than one.
Okay, here is an incredibly helpful cheat sheet for spelling. So the crucial point is that while most singular nouns just get an S added to the end, like dog becoming dogs, English, of course, loves its exceptions. If a word ends in ch, sh, s, or x, you add es, making watch into watches. If it ends in a y with a consonant before it, you actually change the y to ies, so city becomes cities. And then, then there are the irregulars that throw the rules out the window entirely, like mouse becoming nice. For those, you kind of just have to memorize the whole shebang.
All right, Section 5, countable and uncountable nouns, to count or not to count.
Consider this for a moment. Can you count water? It highlights a bit of an absurdity, doesn't it? I mean, if you walked into a cafe, you wouldn't ask for 3 waters unless you were actually referring to a container, like a glass or a bottle of water.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how they behave. Countable nouns, like apples, chairs, and ideas, can use numbers directly. You can have 1 apple or 10 chairs, no problem. But uncountable nouns, like water, sand, or knowledge, are treated as a mass or a whole. They don't take a standard plural form. Instead, they require measure words. So you'd need a piece of information, a bottle of milk, or a grain of sand.
And finally, Section 6, collective nouns, naming the group.
Collective nouns represent groups as a single unit. It's a highly visual and just a really fun way to categorize multiple things at once. Just look at these examples.
a class of students, a flock of birds, a pride of lions, a family of people. The words class, flock, pride, and family are technically singular words, but they inherently describe a whole group of individuals.
To bring this all together, nouns truly are the heart of English sentences. Whether you're a total beginner or just looking for a solid review, remember that mastering these naming words is the absolute first step to mastering the entire language. They are literally the anchors we use to build every single thought.
I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Look around your room right now. What concrete, abstract, and proper nouns can you identify? Try to mentally label them as you look around. It's a fantastic way to instantly practice your new skills in the real world. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy learning!